Yes, my people, welcome back. It is your boy CT the PT here, aka Clive, and we're here with.
Come on, guys! It is Daniel, aka Mowgli Games, the modern day Mowgli, man.
Love to see it, man. It is just us two today. Personal one, very, very intense conversation we'll probably have later today, but we'll see. So, as you can probably tell by the title of this pod, we're going to go into 5 things that we think men should be doing in their early 20s. Now, the interesting thing about this is we are actually in our early 20s, right?
Yeah. So,
you go on social media, not social, but you just go online and you'll see loads of videos like, 5 things you should be doing in your 20s, rare. So I thought thinking of this would be interesting because not only would it show us what we should be doing, but what we are doing, innit? What we maybe place ahead of others, and I think we're 2 different men.
Yeah.
So I'm keen to see what things we obviously might resonate with, but also some things we might, place less significance on, if that makes sense as well. I'm very keen to be honest, it's a vast conversation. We could go anywhere, really, isn't it? So let's not waste any time. We'll dive straight in. Let me start off though with the first, and I think most relatable one. I think everyone will know this one. Number one, what do you know?
No, I feel like I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, literally. Number one, I think fitness.
Yeah, most definitely.
Working on yourself, working on your physical ability. I think, what has fitness done for you?
To be fair, mine was pretty much the same. But, man, what's fitness done for me?
It's a vast one.
Man, it was like...
I think when a lot of the things we will be touching on today, because I think a lot of the things centered around a man's being is heavily to do with self-improvement.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I think fitness is the most tangible way in actively, improving yourself. You could have I was telling someone like, there's been days where all I've done is gone to the gym, but it's like that alone could just take me to a different space. Even I could be in the worst space ever, but hit the gym and you're all of a sudden, it just opens a whole new reality for 100%. You essentially.
It's kind of like that thing that you might feel like you might have them off days, them down days, but at the end of the day, you might be lying in bed like, damn, this is a proper shit day. But at least I went to the gym. Literally. At least I got that workout in.
Yeah.
But I think that's where it stems from. Even like when we talk about self-improvement, we think about mental and physical, mental and spiritual. Yeah. Right. Even if you was to use think about mental and spiritual, most of the time you're gonna come back to physical as an example. Like if you're thinking about improving your cognitive abilities, you're going to refer to the brain as a muscle.
Yes.
Thinking about sharpening your spirit, you're going to refer to it as reps. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Do things over and over again, just like you do in the gym. That's why I love fitness, because everything derives from it. So it's literally a perfect thing to use.
I think, and then even to go notch it deeper, like I think the finite time that we've got on this earth, I think, whatever essence, whatever soul, whatever consciousness you exist through, it's come here to venture, it's come here to just, it's coming to evolve. Because at the end of the day, I believe that we're a stage of evolutionary process, So, like I said, the most tangible way is just to literally exercise your vessel, the tool that you've been given to, operate on this physical plane with. You got to sharpen it up, I think. 100%. And it's not just the gym. I think, people you hear this all the time, walk, run, do badminton, for what I know. Like, do anything.
Just get the blood moving.
Harness an ability that just makes you super different and super talented, Exactly. It's very important.
And like the state the world is in right now is mad. If a person was to pick up a sport and play it once a week, they'd be better than the average person.
Essentially,
that's what you need at this point.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
We're adaptable beings. Like, people forget that. Definitely. Yeah. I'm with that. Okay. Yeah, I think fitness was always going to be that's the most common one, isn't it, really?
More specifically, mine was combat sports though.
Combat, yeah, okay.
I don't know, man. Like the way, when I actually sat down to think, like, 5 things in your early 20s, and it just took me back.
I mean, if you think about it as well, actually, just to like, let's contextualize it, combat, right? I think out of both of us, okay, cool, we're two different men. We have our own abilities. But if we actually deep it, right, two of us right now, if you were to try and kill me right now, who's likely to succeed? It would be you. You're more equipped, essentially. Do you know what I mean? So I think, in the most literal sense, just to be the most powerful man in the room speaks noise. So I see why you'd say specifically combat. Literally.
Exactly. And it's like the confidence it gives you as well. The same thing with the gym as well. It gives you that confidence in your body because you know what you're capable of.
Yeah.
And it's that same feeling, you know what you're capable of. When you're outside, you tend to be more at peace. When you're at events, you tend to be more at peace within yourself because I don't know, I feel like, you put in a certain amount of work, you get smacked in the head enough times and you smacked enough people, you come to an understanding where you realize, okay, cool, you're outside, altercation is more than likely not going to happen because you know how it feels to get hit in the head, but you also know how to give it. It just, I don't know, it just changes a lot for you. You don't find fighters in an altercation in an outside setting normally. Yeah,
there's a reason for that. Yeah. 100%. I think reality can't present you that opportunity because you'll kill, you will break the, you will do damage. Like God's saying, you can't honestly. You shouldn't even. But I think, and it's funny, right? I think you equip yourself, and that's when you get a peaceful life all of a sudden. You know? Like it's the irony of that is very interesting.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I think early 20s. I mean, in your 20s, doing such a thing is definitely essential. I think I've stayed my size for quite some time now, and I've not gone above 80 kg. Rarely. People say, "Why just bulk up for your frame?" I'm yet to, but something about staying nimble, staying mobile is something that I'm starting to place a lot of significance on. And I think if I tailor that into like maybe I don't know, kickboxing or MMA or something like that, hey, Backy's hitting right now, bro. Like, bro, that, hey, man, don't even, hey, if you want the Backy review episode, especially for that, we'll do it, mums. Facts. Let us know. We'll rise that. That would be sick. For real. That would be sick. But yeah, I'd say definitely some things that we as men essentially should be doing in our 20s. We're the warriors of this planet.
Facts.
It's the only way to sharpen yourself, basically. Yeah.
Even deeper, one thing I deeped is, man, I think it was like early 1930s, right, in the UK, probably the US as well. When you turn 18, guy, you're getting drafted into the armed forces. Real shit, like you ain't got no two ways about it. Yeah. And it's like we ain't got nothing like that anymore.
Yeah.
And even if obviously it's not compulsory, but in my opinion, my experience, I could be wrong. Joining a club and learning to fight, and actually fighting, like joining the team, and when your coach says you're ready, actually starting to have fights, is one of the closest things to that. In my opinion. Yeah. Because now you build camaraderie with other people. You're in a team of guys, you're training together, you're fighting together day in, day out, you guys are sparring each other. You bash him up one day, the next day he comes back, bashes you up, you guys keep elevating like this. Right? You're around people bleeding together, sweating together. Exactly, man.
We live in a soft society, man. We live in a soft world, so I guess it's true. The only way to equip yourself to, mentally, I can imagine what that would do to you in that sense as well. So actually, that's serious. That's not a joke still. Yeah. Okay. Fair. So I mean, fitness or physical or just the
body.
Yeah. Right. Exercise your vessel. Master the vessel essentially.
Man.
Master the vessel. So that's like definitely boom number one. Yeah. I think anyone. Yeah. Definitely. Because that just branches out into so many other things, doesn't it? A lot of the things we say will branch into a few things, but we'll try our best to segregate and make them like clear in it. So yeah, I mean, what have you got then? So yeah, what did you see?
Second one.
Yeah, essentially. Like, what does Daniel's day-to-day reality? What are the things that you know?
No, definitely experience, explore. That's the second one. Like, I think the norm is like go to school, study something, because you believe, oh, when I like, finish my education and that, it's gonna give me semi-decent wages.
Yeah.
Come out, get a job, be in that job for God knows how long. It pays you decent wages, so you can get a 23 plate whip, lease it, get a mortgage. Bro, 20 years down the line, you got kids, you got a wife, and you never tried anything that you really wanted to do, and now it's too late because you got all these people you got to look after, and you're doing something that you didn't really like. And I just think that's a lot of wasted opportunity. Like, I think a lot of people, it's sad to say, are gonna die with regrets, and I don't want to die with regrets.
What you're expressing is definitely, it's like the template to life, isn't it? There isn't one, but it's like you're told to do that and adhere to that strict way of being, essentially, like as if the narrative's already done. Like, really and truly, I think detaching from that is definitely vital. I think 100%. You're likely to have more find a sense of self in that sense. Yeah, definitely. Exactly. Yeah, that's similar to I guess I had the same kind of mindset as well with.
That's mad.
Yeah, with I said it as like, and again that branches into, because what you said there, right? I think the school system. There's a different type of education about life that I think men should also tap into as well. This isn't just education in the sense of the curriculum that the government want you to learn, but just we're talking about transcending your mind, transcending your being, essentially. I think that's when you're in control of reality. That's when you're one with reality. That's when you start to live a fulfilled life. I think what you defined there is an unfulfilled life. Yeah, a life that we are told to live, essentially.
Exactly that, yeah. 100%.
Yeah. And I think, that's why I said, in my list, I said, like, expand your consciousness. So that's like read, educate yourself. Yeah. Knowledge is power, right? Yeah. I think, and then we said about exercising and stuff. I think the greatest tool our existence provides us with is our brain. The brain is literally what navigates the universe, the reality, the vast cosmos that we're all an infinite expression of, essentially. You know what I mean? So exercising the brain means that you expand your consciousness, you tap into a different state, different vibrational frequency. There's so many ways to express that in particular, and it manifests differently for every other being as well. So there's a lot to that, but definitely tapping into that in that sense is I think a man's most powerful weapon, definitely in our early 20s, definitely. And it's funny actually, because when I was actually thinking that, another thought came to mind. Is like so I think there is a common theme where we place a lot of value on materialism, right? A lot of earthly things. Talking about consciousness and all these things, it's very unearthly, isn't it? Metaphysical, or whatever school of thought you choose to see it from. I think placing value on the non-physical is because I think reality is mental, right? Yeah. Whatever you think projects into your 3D experience, your 3D human experience. So, of course, equip your mind. Read. It's funny actually talking about going to the gym and what we're currently expressing. Literally, I had one of those days where I had nothing to do that day, but I've been walking a lot recently, actually. Like recently, I'll be doing like accumulated. There'll be like 2.5 hours of walking. I don't know how many I think 15 kilometers. Like just
like a day.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, because I walked to the gym and back now. Yeah. I've been doing that a lot, and it's like in that time you think the time I actually have it to myself. The walk. I actually I've listened to a pod, for example. And I think people undermine, like, the walk to and from the gym. You've listened to a pod. I was listening to Diary for CEO, talking about body language, right? So I've just listened. I've given my brain. I've fed myself something to absorb. That's gonna translate into my future reality. It's gonna. I'm investing the time I have now into something that will benefit me in the long run.
Yeah.
But that day I've essentially just gone to the gym, innit?
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
so much more happened in between that just contributed to transcending my mind and myself. You know what I mean? So literally.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful. Because you know what's funny, yeah? I got a dog recently, yeah? And you'll see how this all ties in.
Yeah.
Like,
And you said you've been in to get a dog as well. You got
Yeah.
I remember, yeah.
But this dog, yeah, as soon as you bring it into a room it's never been into before, straight away it's going all around sniffing. Right? It's going around sniffing. If it sees something it might be scared of at first, yeah. I might bring up the mop or something and it'll be scared. But then eventually it'll come over and sniff it. Be like, oh, that's alright.
Yeah.
It does it to everyone, even people sniff you.
You good. Yeah, you straight.
And it's like that's what life is about. We are sensory beings, right? Even to the extent that, bro, I dapped you up when I came in. I don't even know what you feel like.
Yeah.
That is my brain.
Yeah.
Realizing there's been a sensory feeling on my hand and relaying that feeling to me.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like it's weird, almost like I'm feeling myself. It's nuts. It's
that's how it
bro. That's what we are. We're sensory beings, right?
Yeah.
And our whole purpose in life is to do that on this earth. So you taking a walk to the gym and walking back, right? You've listened to this whole podcast, which most people can't even do anymore. Most people get on the bus, swipe until they get to the gym. In between sets, swipe, bro.
Yeah.
From you don't remember what you swiped. You don't remember the video from five swipes ago. You know what I'm saying? So people ain't being stimulated properly. But it's weird. People are being overstimulated, but they're not being stimulated properly.
Yeah.
So really being able to engage with the world around you is almost becoming a lost art.
Yeah, definitely. Because we're distracted. And it's funny you say the swiping, because I also fall into the NPC mindset. I'll be scrolling. I'll be wasting an hour, 2 hours of my day sometimes just doing. And again, a chain of thought came when I referred to this point. It was like, time, right? I think time should be seen as a currency.
Fair.
The tool that we've been provided on our body, our brains, right? Whatever you mentally invest into, so time as that currency, it says a lot. So I don't know, an hour, right? For example, you spend an hour, for example, what I've just said, spending an hour, that walk, walking, right. and then listening to something that's gonna elevate my being, elevate my frequency, whatever it is, or an hour of just scrolling aimlessly through TikTok. Now, going to bed that night. So say if you lived what I've just said in terms of scrolling aimlessly, and I've done what I've just done and gone on my walk and I've listened and I've, exercised my mind, going to sleep, I've made the most out of my day, literally.
Thanks.
Like, we've had the same time, but I've like almost jumped, I've literally exceeded you. Yeah. And it's going to branch into my next thing, the next point, which is, you're my competitor.
Yeah.
I wish to be better than you. When I said that you could end me off right now, the fact that you're a fighter, yeah. And that obviously, yeah, it's all blessed, but that I don't know, that doesn't sit well with me. Of course not. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I can't stand any man doing better than me, and that's not in a toxic sense. I think it drives you to become a better person. You should see even your friends, see them all as enemies, I think, because literally, I walk in, if you're better than me, I genuinely despise you, but it's all love. But I am your enemy. I'm trying to destroy it. Like, do you get it? Like, I'm here to destroy it. If I'm not the most powerful man in the room, do you get it? Like, I'm burnt.
What it does, is it highlights your own weaknesses. Now, some people can be bitches about it and start hating and things like that. But what it does for people like us is like, this guy
fuels us. Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're in the mountains straight.
bro. Literally,
Next time I see this brother.
mothers.
This guy's gonna film my handshake.
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
Honestly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't stand it. Like,
honestly,
I have to be the best in the room. So that's funny. I like that, actually.
Yeah.
I do like that. So, like I said, I mean, you know, we've potentially touched on 3 points, all touched on self-improvement.
Yeah.
So just to clarify, so we've fitness and enhance your physical sense, your physical vessel. Number 2, knowledge, right?
Yeah, knowledge.
Expand your knowledge, adventure, so that kind of bracket, and then that branched into our third one. I think competition, right? I think that was me. That was my main one. I think seeing all the men. Let's just say you can compete against women, I guess, but yeah, I guess you can, as well. You're competing by everyone, right?
Yeah,
you want to, everyone. There's some powerful women with some powerful women more powerful than us existing on this earth right now. So, everyone's our competitor.
100%.
Everyone's striving to be on top in some way, right?
Yeah.
So I think that again is another thing that we should place value on in our 20s, right? See everything as competition, because if you're stagnant, I mean, there's a certain self-perception I had of myself when I was maybe during the developmental stages of life. So like, sixth form, secondary school, I saw myself as an average being. I remember when people would, I'd make it clear like, oh yeah, I'm just because I found I liked being humble, innit? Like, no, I'm just average. I'm average. I'm just here, man. But I've now seen and I've grown more of an understanding that being not necessarily the loudest in the room, but being just the most, the most powerful in the room. I'm striving for that now. And if that means I do make a bit of noise, so be it. It might feel uncomfortable. It might, differ from what I'm originally used to. But I mean, what version of you is, I think you should only present the version of you that's equipped to transcend into the next stage in life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Okay. So what was that? So that's like three rough points then. Did you have anything else, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, feel free to... We were cooking.
Yeah. Because, bro, like, I think... Actually thinking about these things, it made me obviously look back. Bro, I say look back like I'm fresh in the 20s, like, but when you're this conscious and that hyper aware of time, a week will feel like months. That's a fact, bro. This is the thing,
yeah.
People have said to me like, bro, you do not seem your age. Like, if you told me you was 30 something, I'd have been like, yeah. But it's like, it made me realize, with like, what's the word? Maturity doesn't come with age. It comes with experience,
bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Time, currency, right?
Yeah.
Invest time into the best currency. You're not gonna invest into you're not gonna invest into some dead Bitcoin or whatever, are you? Exactly. Like you're obviously gonna invest into the whatever's trending on the market, whatever's popping, whatever just makes sense, right? To double your profits, How are you going to double your brain's capacity, basically, right? Because you double your brain's capacity, you're more equipped to just, flourish in life, essentially.
Exactly. And that's the thing, the information's there for everyone. And this is the thing about experience, expanding, actually trying things out, because, bro, the information's there for everyone, but it's like, the actual experience, everyone can get the knowledge. Everyone can have the knowledge because it's there. Yeah. The actual experience comes from applying the knowledge. That's what wisdom is. Wisdom is application of knowledge. Yeah. But not everyone does that because there's a barrier to entry in terms of fear. Not everyone's thing. People are scared of the unknown, things they ain't tried before. But fam, if you want to be elite, you gotta say, yo, F it, man.
You should strive to make every unknown thing known.
Exactly. And bro, we're in our early 20s, bro. Yeah. We ain't got no kids. We ain't got no more.
That's the best time to do it.
No, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. I hear it.
Exactly.
I hear it.
But yeah, my other point was live for yourself.
Wow.
Like, not even in a selfish way. But I say this because, I mean, people want to live for the culture. People want to live with other people in mind, thinking about, oh, how would X, Y, Z feel or think or perceive me if I was to do X, Y, Z? I'm saying fuck that. Even I remember a book I read that one quote from that book really, really touched my life. And it sounds mad, but I forgot the guy's name. But the guy said, "Live as though your father is dead."
Wow. Yeah.
Now that stuck with me because it's like, as a boy growing up with your dad, it's normal to consider your dad, because your dad's like generally the most strict one in your life.
It tends to, yeah.
So of course, before you think, say, or do something, you just had that fear of God struck in you from time.
Yeah.
So you're gonna think, oh, what would my dad think? Or what would
Yeah.
my dad say? What would my dad do if he saw me? If he saw me right now?
Hmm.
And that can put a filter on your life
Interesting.
if you allow it to. Fear of obviously fearing your parents is very important.
Yeah.
But you gotta let that have its place when you're when you're with your father. Yeah. But when you're living your own life, you kind of got to remove that filter so you can be your authentic self. You don't want to be the person your dad wanted you to be. You want to be who you are.
It's funny you say that, right? Because it's like that what you're saying is very true, and it's like people think that, people will know that, oh, for myself, but I feel like they would only think of it from a friend sense. To think family, right? The people that you've lived with your whole life, the people that essentially brought you onto this earth.
Yeah.
The attachment you have to that identity can cause you to cling on, because I swear that's what trauma essentially roots from, right? Whatever you might have gone through with your family when you were younger. A lot of people are characters have been molded from our early upbringings. And I think you become free. Mental clarity comes when you detach from all that. You know, talking about the here and now, right? I mean, you know, every present moment you're present. So I don't actually walk around thinking I'm Clive. If that makes sense. Like, obviously I'm Clive and I've gone through Clive experiences. I've had Clive moments, but those moments literally do not have or alter my current physical present state. You know, right now I'm here with you. So I don't know, whatever embarrassment I had in secondary school was just non-existent. It's not a thing.
Exactly.
So it's funny you say that, actually. Very living for yourself is definitely something. But then how do you differentiate narcissism, right? How it's a thin line, right? I think we have to clarify that in a sense, because I was actually questioning to myself as well. Like, I need to search what exactly narcissism is, because I'm thinking, do I got this? Like, I think I got this. Like, and I'm like, if I do, everyone's narcissistic. Everyone's a narcissism. I don't know. Let me check it first, like, just to be politically correct or whatever. But not like, I'm thinking, bro, like, to have a sense of self, you got to be self-absorbed, right?
Yeah, I'm to an extent. Yeah, well, not probably. Yeah, to an
definitely.
extent, of course.
A person who has an excessive interest in or admiration of themselves. Okay.
Yes, everything is
excessive.
Moderation. Yeah.
Everything is in moderation. Of course. Yeah. You do want to be, you know, because I think, you know, you being yourself translates, because it results to us having this conversation, which can be seen as insightful to another individual. So that extra ripple we're causing is then, you know, it has its effects, isn't it? So yeah, I guess it is in moderation. It is in moderation, because if you became too self-absorbed, you come across like a snob.
Yeah,
and no one would like you.
Exactly.
No one would take you in. And I think
it's interesting.
Yeah, I think the funny thing is, actually, and it's funny, I don't like to call myself an influencer, right? But I think every time you exist, you are influencing reality as a whole anyway, right?
True,
You get it? Whether you're in front of a camera or not, you being a process, a part of evolutionary process, is influential to existence itself, right? Do you know what I mean?
Cause and effect.
Exactly.
100%.
So in that sense, I think, yeah. Let me see what else I've got, because I'm thinking, let me scratch up. Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, yeah. I think this one somewhat links to the first point in terms of taking care of your vessel. I think as men, polishing your vessel. So this is going to go into like a bit of a masculine v feminine. I think we have to tap into our feminine bag, man. We have to tap into our feminine bag. We have to take care of our vessels, polish our vessels, stay clean, stay groomed, right? I think it contributes to your confidence, right? I mean, you walk into the room not only knowing the most and being the strongest, but also looking the most flyest guy in the room. Like, do you know what I mean? Why do you not?
It'd be nice if we had a sponsor right now. Like, throw in some nice grooming thing.
Manscaped. Nah, but it is that. I think, you know, and just to drop some gems, man, sleep with a silk pillow. I know it's random, but sleep with a silk pillow, bro.
Come on.
I don't know what it does. It keeps the minerals in your... Because when I used to sleep with a cotton, you wake up, the hair's all curly, dry up.
Literally.
Bro, the hair... And I never used to sleep with a do-rag. I've now slept with a do-rag. Silk do-rag, silk pillow. So, you know, your face stays clean. Your stays... the natural oils. It probably does something. You know, it's definitely beneficial in that sense. Face scrub. I know it's not common... I've gone into Mandem's uni rooms and whatnot, and I don't see enough face scrubs in the bathrooms. Have them there every 2 days. Just go in and wash your face and you take your shower. Like I think, you know, do that and then, you know, open your pores when sweating, doing something physical. I think your skin just responds the best to that. Like definitely, years of that as well will definitely again polish your vessel. You know,
exactly. Hey, one people don't want to hear it as well. Eat good food. Like just eat good food. Like, eat more greens, eat more fruit, eat more vegetables, and that's gonna help you as well. A lot of it starts on the inside. You can buy all the CeraVe you want. You can scrub your face till it starts bleeding. Like, if you're still eating rubbish,
boy,
you're not gonna see improvements.
Yeah. I mean, you've gone on a fruit fast and stuff like that.
Yeah,
How did that?
I've been pushing that a lot.
Yeah. This guy's an advocate. Fruits should just sponsor this guy. Like, I don't even know that's possible.
Honestly.
But how has that been? I mean, you know, you've tried all sorts of diets and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you think you respond the best to?
It's interesting.
I know it's a continuous experiment, isn't it? I know. It is that.
So you know, I'm yet to have something concrete like this is the one, and maybe I'll never have that. Who knows? But right now, majority. Now I was at a phase where I was pretty much just meat and animal products.
Okay.
And then I incorporated fruit, and then after that, so like kind of like carnivore, and then and then animal based. And then I hit the fruit fast, and it just flipped the switch in my brain, bro. Yeah. Like, I felt so like, literally, to the point where like my dreams were more vivid.
Wow.
I mean, I felt more connected to God. Like I felt spiritually more in tune. It was crazy, bro.
Interesting.
And then I was like, oh wow, like, let me play more into this. Then I started learning more about, like, for example, Dr. Sebi and the alkaline diet. Learning more about, you know, like even scripturally, it talks about the herbs being for the healing of the nation. So I was like, okay, let me actually learn more about these herbs. And that's the journey I'm on right now. So just implementing more of the herbs, more of the natural foods. Yeah,
I mean, it's ironic how the things that come from the earth are the things that will give us that mental clarity and just, you know, align your frequency in such a way, innit? So definitely for that. I mean, even that time I actually came and tried fruits with you. I hadn't eaten breakfast, so I was actually in a fasting state. I ate them fruits. All that I had, bro. I had like, what was it? Dragon fruit.
Bro.
This one, leech. Yeah. This one, other one. This like I had bare colours, bare textures. And I remember hitting the sesh that same afternoon after. Hadn't eaten that, bro. Best sesh. Yeah. Energy levels high. I was like, I'm good. You know? It's crazy, yeah. Exactly. So definitely.
Seems... In fact, there's even one thing I want to debunk here, because people always talk about, when I talk about fruit, people be like, oh, ain't that too much sugar? I'm like, ain't that gonna spike your insulin, your blood sugar? I'm like, if I got Snickers and I got an apple, the Snickers is just pure refined sugar. Yeah. You're not getting no, maybe a little bit of protein, but you're not getting no nutritional value from that. You're not getting no minerals. I've got fruit. I got a piece of fruit. I got fiber. I've got not even sugar. It's usually in the form of fructose.
Interesting.
Right? Which will obviously go into the body, get converted into glucose, get into the bloodstream. You got fiber. You got all the minerals. You got water.
Hydration, boy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In fact, for example, something like watermelon is even way more hydrating than water, because it's water in a different form. It's a gel-like substance. Yeah. It's H3O2 instead of H2O. H3O2.
My boy, I ain't ever heard
the bonds them are different. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even know that's such a thing.
Different ball game.
What?
I'm telling you. So you can't tell me. Yeah. You cannot tell me that this piece of fruit, this piece of life and light and energy is gonna destroy your insulin. That's not even. Just don't bring that argument.
Yeah.
It's not it.
Yeah,
because it has so many other things in it that it's not gonna negatively affect your insulin levels unless you're like metabolically unhealthy.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to clear that because
yeah. Is that a common? Is that a common?
Just sit on my chest.
Brother, yeah, it makes sense though. Definitely. So so that's like food intakes. That's like again, taking care of your cleanliness. Definitely taking care of yourself. Yeah, tap into your feminine, man. I think. I mean, like, you think about who we're trying to. Well, the majority, or this is sensitive. Who. If obviously you're attracted to the other gender and the other gender is who you wish to acquire and live a life with, a fulfilled life with, you're going to have to adhere to some of their mechanisms, right? I mean, taking care of yourself is attractive. You look good, you feel good. So exactly. I think that's something men in their 20s should be doing. I don't think a lot of value is placed on that. I think it's funny, right? I think, being around, I don't know if the fact that I'm mainly around my mum and my two younger sisters, that's had an effect. Because I've always been my own man. I wouldn't say they necessarily had an impact on me in that sense, but I think in that household, it kept me mellow. Yeah. I didn't really have... One thing I actually used to burn about is like all the brethren that had like older brothers or like cousins that were actively in their lives because they were like hyper masculine. I thought I used to like I've been starved of that. I used to really I used to really hold grudges in that sense. Like I'm just futile. I'm just fucking weak. You know what I mean? I was this. I don't like being weak. But I guess it helped me flourish in a sense that in another way that I guess I'm only coming to realize recently is helping me in a sense. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Did you grow up with any siblings?
Yeah, so I'm the oldest.
Okay.
I've got a younger brother and sister. Okay. And I'm mostly around my mum. Yeah, I'm mostly around my mum to be fair. So yeah, like you said, it kind of mellowed me. It taught me. Yeah, it taught me how to deal with women. Like being that one there. Boy. I'm not, bro. I know you know. And yeah, man, like you said, even like being picked up on things like cleanliness, hygiene from a young age. It's like it used to be little things. It used to piss me off so much, but it's like now I go out and it's like I'm more sensitive to it than I realize. Like those things, they just get ingrained in you. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely beneficial. Yeah. Definitely. Thank you, Mom.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I hear that. No, word though. Word. Okay. Yeah, let's circle back round then to, because we've touched on what, I don't even know, like 3-4 points now. Yeah. Just interlinking. Really.
Yeah, literally.
But the next thing I thought of is, I think men, we're supposed to be resourceful, right? So this branches into quite a few things. I think, the sole purpose to our being is to be resourceful to, on this physical sense, right? We're the warriors of this 3D reality we're part of. So resourcefulness, I think, there is a common, how we're talking about how we place value on earthly things, right? Materialism and stuff like that. I think we've told ourselves that being financially resourceful is a priority. It is, and it definitely will. It helps. Money is good. We want money, you know. Please, we want money. God, please, my account. No, but we want money, right? But I think another thing is, mental resourcefulness, right? I think because expand your knowledge, expanding your consciousness inevitably can get you. I mean, it's a holistic way of seeing things, but let's see if I can land it. Like, I think exercise and elevate your mindset, your consciousness. Thoughts project your reality. So I think what happens is naturally there will be a lag. There will be a time lag for whatever it is you're thinking to project into your 3D reality. So, I mean, to even saying that, to even fathom what I'm saying, you need to embody a certain mindset, because I could just be saying words and I could just be sound like I'm just hopeful. But I'm aware that things take time and that whatever narrative I am yet to experience, I'm only in the process of, it's all an ongoing process, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I guess, I think we're at an age where early 20s, there's a mixture, right? There's the people that are, me and my boy Cogs were saying there's two types of strikers, right? You got the in the box tap-ins, right? Those are the men that are, they'll pull up to the end of the rave, whips, sweep, money up, like they're just there to sweep, innit? Literally. Tap-ins. Then you got maybe the man with the character man, the charisma man, right? They're just hoping they can pull outside the box, finesse. They're trying, you know what I mean? They're going for the complicated type of shots. But the game's simple, right? The tap-ins are Haaland, you're gonna get more goals in the box, innit? So you've now fed yourself this mentality where, okay, I need to equip myself financially to make sure I can get those easy tap-ins, which I find quite interesting. I think that is true, that is quite valid, but I think it depends on the game you're playing. I think, yes, that's a game you might want to flourish in for the short term, but I think in the long term, what does it amount to, right?
Yeah, 100%.
That the thoughts I'm embodying now, I'm aware that things might not even materialize for me until my 30s and whatnot, right? So I might come across a certain way now, but I can only hope it pays off in the near future. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a bit of blind faith is required in that sense.
Definitely required.
Yeah.
And I think it's definitely, I think one thing that we see, right? The whole financial situation, like you said, man, as someone who's working hard, making the right decisions and learning right now, outwardly, or at least to yourself, it might not feel like that. Like, you might not see the returns on your investment, essentially, until you're perhaps 30, in your 30s.
Yeah.
Right? But that, let's say having having the financial attainments that's not necessarily what you worked for. That is just a byproduct.
Yeah.
What makes you at the age of 30 is the experience that you've had. So that's just that's one of the problems that we have as a generation of, what are we, Gen Z, innit?
Yeah. Gen Z, yeah.
As Gen Z is looking at the end goal, that impatience. I think that's a problem. That loads of people think it's just about having the money, and I guess because of that, people get into doing dumb things. Like, people think, yo, if I get this money through illegal means, then like I'll look good, and everyone else thinks the same. Everyone else thinks the same. You know what I'm saying? But
the same thing.
we forget it's not about that end goal. It's about the qualities and the characteristics of that person. Because now, my man, let's say someone does something stupid to get funds and they end up going jail. Boom,
just pissed. Yeah,
they're pissed, and they let's even say they come back out, right? And I don't know, but if you had to start again legally, you're pissed. You don't know what to do.
I know.
Or let's say you win the lottery and you think you're the man, and you lose your money. How are you gonna get it back? So it's not about the money.
Yeah.
It's about the skills. It's about the value. People forget that.
Yeah. I think growing up as well, I think in finding myself, anyone that's finding themselves, I've seen there's value on charisma is very key, right? I think people like substance.
Yeah.
Right? I think, you're waking up, experiencing life, you're like, what's next? I mean, I literally wake up thinking, what can I add to my current experience that's just gonna, tell me something I don't know. I'm constantly curious about reality and life as a whole, innit? So, some financials and stuff like that, it'll come, I guess. But I think we have a quest. We have to fulfill first, and I guess the financials come with that. I think,
Exactly.
it's a mindset thing, really. Yeah.
The quest is the fun part.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
what new experience can I have today?
Yeah,
that's the fun bit.
Definitely, it's such a liberating way to just see life as a whole, really. Because it's true. It is true. Yeah, and I think, mental resourcefulness, right? Okay, cool. So financial resourcefulness, yes, you can get the car, you can get all the materialism things and all the earthly things you want. But I think, mental resourcefulness, that could go to like, what was I saying? So things like, I think we could cause better ripples in that sense as well. So, all of a sudden, talking to someone, mental resourcefulness. So obviously, I think, what we're doing, I think, it far exceeds anything financial resourcefulness can do, right? I think causing a ripple, being insightful, working on because everything you do now, because, when you provide yourself with a certain amount of knowledge, anything you think is deemed as insightful, even though that's just you simply expressing your higher frequency, your higher vibration, right? All of a sudden, you probably had this before where something you've done or said, someone's like, hey, yo, Daniel, like, man held that, man took that in still. And it's like, yeah, because this is like evolutionary now, it's way more intrinsic, it's way more meaningful, way more substantial in that sense as well. So I think, place our priorities in the right places, right? Yeah. I think read, expand your knowledge, be patient, be willing to enjoy the journey and take it on as it comes to you, essentially. Yeah.
Exactly.
Man.
Yeah. And us as a people or as a generation, right? Would you say we're trending more towards materialism or more towards, I guess, the immaterial, the spiritual? Like, I guess some people like to say there's an awakening happening, or what do you think?
I was telling someone this before, it is a weird time to be alive.
Yeah.
Right? There's like, you're right. I like to say I've sensed this awakening as well. I think people are waking up to certain things now, not the truth, but who we really are. So I'd say definitely in that sense we are, but I guess you can only I can't tell if it's changing, but you can, when you tap into the non-physical more, you can't help, the physical is more highlighted, right? So I think you will now, you're more like, it's more noticeable that people, we place a lot of value on the earthly things, but it's hard to tell whether it's changed or not. It's probably could just be the same, but your capacity to see it is what changes. So it's all on the individual. You know what I mean? It's all on the individual. But from my experience, I would say things have gotten way more non-physical, definitely. Things are way more non-physical. So, and I guess us having conversations like this and finding more like-minded individuals like us, it's just going to reinforce that even more.
That's true.
In a sense. Yeah. You get... yeah. Is that what you think as well, in a sense?
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. I think like what you said earlier, how, what we do, us just being ourselves, kind of just influences the universe in a sense. Yeah. Right? We have a direct impact on the earth. So no doubt, you being the kind of person you are, me being the kind of person I am. I guess it just makes sense that we ended up getting to meet each other, getting to know each other, and so on for all the other encounters that we have in the future. I think it would just continue to be the same kind of way, based on our perception of reality and the imprint that we leave on the earth.
Yeah.
I think that's, I mean, because obviously, I guess there's some circles that are just completely blind to it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I mean, literally. So it's funny then, because it's like, we're talking about how good companionship is now, but yet we've just kind of been saying to live. I mean, we said within measurable circumstances, right? Yeah. But that just goes to show, right? I mean, you want to engage and interact with like-minded individuals that have the same vision as you and vibrate at the same frequency as you, essentially. But I guess you only get to that point when you peel off, gather a sense of self, so that you can then present yourself to that matching frequency in the sense.
Right, exactly.
And I think that's just not even that. I think that applies for relationships as well. Like, I think when you're looking for your misses and stuff like that, there's significance in peeling away, working on yourself, preparing yourself for that person to come, and then you chop it up when they come, innit? Really, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Wow, yeah, we've gone through a lot of what I've already, literally, seen, wow, really have, we've rinsed through. So okay, so our first point, cool. So first point, looking after our vessel, cleanliness. Again, that's all under like equipping your vessel, enhancing your vessel. Which then also follows into enhancing your mind. Read, knowledge is power, expand your vision and just perspective on reality as a whole. Viewing every other man as your enemy. It's funny, in the notes I wrote UG, bro. I don't know, man. UG, bro, yeah. You see this guy, let me tell you something. For a man, he walks in to any room. Like, do you know what it's like to walk into a room knowing that I can fuck every single one of you's up in here?
Bro has nations afraid of him.
He's on the next thing. He's on the next thing. So I think, that's just wild, man. I think that's just wild, man.
Honestly.
Like, that's such I don't even know, the frame of mind that would give you just walking around like that. I just think, bro, man. He doesn't, his own son. He doesn't rate his own son. Like, are you taking him in? Like,
the only person that can murk this guy is God himself.
It has to be. It has to. He's too tapped. Yeah. Nah, for real. And then viewing everyone else as your enemy in a sense was like the third point. Yeah, and then seeing something. Wow, yeah. So there's quite a few things we've touched on. It's not even. Is it 5? Is it 5 points? I don't know. Is it
probably
it's like
more?
Yeah, probably like.
I don't know.
It branches into it all spills over. Really. Yeah, it all merges.
It's mad that a lot of our stuff were the same. Even when we start talking about companionship, one of the other ones I had was brotherhood. Find a brotherhood. I think that's key. Definitely. Because like you said, like, bro, a person that a lot of people have, a lot of people grow up around women or don't have older brothers or don't have mature friends that are going to push them in the right direction. And if you want to be the best man you can be, especially in your early 20s, is the time where you can make a lot of mistakes. But it's also the time where a lot of things need correcting, a lot of things need adjusting. I see it as the early 20s are like getting yourself in order, building the foundations, right? Like almost like the plane, building up the speed.
Yeah.
And then once you hit the 30s, I believe you should be at least done the lift off.
Yeah, it's funny how that time's pushed back. Like it was always like when I'm 30. But I'm hearing more and more people are open to it being like 32, 33, 30. Like now people are realizing like, yo, My 20, yeah, what happened? Like, yeah, that time's KO. I'm telling you, a blink of an eye, we're gonna be 26.
Yeah.
Just there.
Exactly.
And we're like, what happened to time? Like,
literally. That's the thing, man. I feel like time is genuinely accelerating because something crazy is happening in this world.
Yeah, bro. I don't put it past you.
Honestly.
I don't put it past you at all.
But I also think it's a good thing because, I mean, it feels like lessons are being learned rapidly.
That follows my next point. Lessons, right? I remain a student. I think that's something I've started to. It's been all over my algorithm recently. Is I've been hearing lots of things centering around that, but okay. I've recently started to understand what that really means. Remain a student. Remain. We don't know it all.
No, never.
You never know it all. Don't ever. The minute you've told yourself you know it all, you've lost. You're not. You're saying that there's no room for growth. There's no room. There's no room to go even more. There's always room. So there's always a lesson to be learned.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. No, I hear that actually, and I think about also, you know, what you said about people tell you. Likewise, I get that as well. Like, oh, you're quite mature, quite, you know, because in the spare time I have, I am consciously absorbing information that's being delivered and being like expressed by because I listen to a lot of older people's pods, right? Mm-hmm. So inevitably, of course, I was going to adopt the mindset of a few, you know, early 30s or mid 40-year-olds. I think listening to a few of their things, just for your conscious to absorb. It's not even like anything they're saying is, but they'll just give you an insight on reality that you've not quite thought on or dwelled on as much, and it just gives you that thought. All it takes is that thought for you to like, oh, okay, exactly, and you've applied it, right, and then this is absorbed. You have it, you embody it, you do what you do, you know, with that in mind, and then you just get, you know what I mean. You just get by in reality. It's an interesting thing to see unravel.
Yeah, definitely. The main thing is taking it and applying it, not just listening. Yeah, that's a waste of time if you ain't applying it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm thinking, what can we disagree on? What do you maybe value that I don't? Like, what do you like? I don't know. Like, I'm thinking early 20s. What could you be doing that I potentially don't? Well, I guess when you're that aligned, when we're both aligned in the same reason, there is no difference, is there?
I mean,
early 20s. What do they say in the? Okay, cool. It's funny because we've not spoke about that. You know, in the lists, in the other 5 things men should be doing. That you might hear them say, apply for this scheme and get this credit card, this and that. Like, obviously, I think the stuff we've spoken about very how do I say it? Holistic.
Right. Yeah.
Very very we're not really gone into the standard. You know, the standards things that we should be doing. I think because these are things that we are doing, right? I think that's the difference. Not necessarily that, oh, you should be doing this, but these are the things that we are doing. And I guess it speaks levels for the characters we are today, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's always changing. It's always going to change. We'll probably have this same conversation in 2 years' time and it'll be a complete different...
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
That's good. Like,
yeah.
We're not supposed to be dogmatic about anything. Like, there's no shame in like a year or two down the line saying, I was actually wrong about that.
Yeah.
That's what life is about. It's about adapting and learning. If you don't acknowledge being wrong, you're never gonna grow.
Yeah. Definitely. And I think, now's a good time to round it off. Or just this section only. Just to round it off, I think we should just remember there is not an exact template to live your life. It is your life. There's no wrong or right way to be you. So, and it's funny, right? Because we embody that, yet a lot of our things collide and they're very similar, right? So I guess stay true to yourself, stay true to what feels right, because it probably is right, probably is
exactly.
Where you are right now, doing what you're doing is what you should be doing. Like, you are where you are right now. You are meant to be there,
exactly.
So Yeah.
Being yourself, being authentic to yourself is how you create friendships, long-lasting friendships, brotherhoods, genuine relationships with people, because you attract the kind of people that you need in your life to help you progress, and for you to actually, because obviously in life it's not all about receiving. It's not all about receiving from people, from the earth. It's also about giving as well. So it's about having people around you. You know, people get put in your life that can help you, but also that you can give to and provide to.
Yeah. Literally. It's a beautiful thing. And I think, like I said, I mean, everything's to do with self-improvement. Everything's to do with just elevating our being. You know, that's all it derives from, really. So we just carry on, I guess, isn't it? Exactly. We just carry on. But yes, guys, that is our version of, our five things that we think men in their early 20s should be doing, what we are doing. So, let us know if you resonate. Yeah, go on.
Honestly, I think an important thing, it kind of summarizes, well, I don't know if it summarizes to be fair, but I think you should actually seek to develop a spiritual relationship with God.
Right.
Like, actually activate that part of your life. Most people are living life on just the 3D realm.
Yeah.
You gotta go deeper than that, because that's where you unlock power. That's where most people are spiritually dead. You know what I'm saying? People they don't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Like, how can you be an atheist in 2023? Like, how can you not believe in a higher power?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Something is, bro, everything derives from everything you're experiencing. How can you not think there's a higher essence or higher thing operating everything we're currently experiencing?
Exactly. Or that we are just meat suits and like we come out of our mums and then just die and go into the ground. Like,
those things before us, there'll be things after us. We're so inferior to the grand scheme of things. You know what I mean? It's unsettling, but it's what's the word? It is. Oh, there's a word to describe it. Oh, if it comes back to me, it's gone. Fuck. What's the word? The word, like, all encompassing, right? It's like no, I want to know the word. Like, it's gone. But yeah, like, in a sense where it's very big, it's very overwhelming, it's very like it's a lot to wrap your head around. There's a lot to fathom, but I guess, you know, all the beauty lies in the uncertainty. Yeah, you know what I mean. So uncertainty becomes your best friend. I think dwelling in the unknownism of life, it only leaves you with the option to excel. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so face it head on. And I think that's the biggest thing to do in our 20s. I think that's the biggest thing that changed in me the past 2 years, I would say, actively. Everything I've done, everything I am today is out of character of who, is out of the character I was convincing myself I was, if that makes sense. Like, for me to be this social and be doing this thing is not a thing I imagined myself doing, only because I separated myself from it. I thought you had to be a certain somebody to be in this type of situation, but no. And I think that's why I do it, because I'm trying to show people, guys, you know, when I get to a more consistent rate and I'm at a more credible level, it's like, hey guys, I'm just your average Joe. Literally. I just, you know, my self-perception changed and my reality followed.
Exactly. Yeah. It's important to have these conversations now. Because when we get down the line and we are more credible, people are gonna see you then, and then they're gonna be like, oh, but he's this kind of person, you know what I'm saying? Clive's just doing Clive stuff, but they need to know that, bro, when you was younger, like, you didn't, like, this wasn't Clive stuff.
That's what I'm saying. You know That's what I'm saying. And it's like people that have been left in my past life that aren't in my current life, there might be a bit of confusion. There might be a bit of like, what is this? And that's totally fine. I think, again, it's funny how people don't exist unless you're... So I don't know how to explain it. Like, there was literally a secondary school friend I saw, like, first time I'd seen us from like time ago, innit? And it's like until I saw you, the thought of your existence was not on my mind.
Yeah.
So you didn't exist.
Literally.
Essentially.
Essentially, yeah.
You didn't have a being. You didn't have a sense of self until I saw you. So obviously, before today, I saw you like 3 weeks ago, something like that, right? Yeah. So you've been you've stayed up to date with my current present. As our presents go on, and people, I don't know, like the time tags, they have to keep up with it. Otherwise, the more they drag, the more they get left behind, and it's just this funny thing where, change doesn't stop. Change isn't stopping. Doesn't matter where you are, it's happening.
That train ain't stopping.
It's not stopping. Do you know what I mean? And it's like the train doesn't end because it's like the train's moving and the track's being laid. It's like
it's crazy, bro.
It's just ongoing.
And where are we even going,
bro? We don't know. We don't know. And yeah, like that's we live, man.
We live, man. It's beautiful,
one life, man. One life. Yeah. Man. But I think that's a good place to leave this little section then. Guys, let us know your thoughts. If there's anything you resided with, anything you might have disagreed with. Is there anything we didn't mention? Is there anything that you thought maybe, we should have maybe had in the list or should have discussed? Be keen to know. Our inboxes are open. I'm always open to deep discussions and, if you something you want to, if there's a perspective you wish to express, our DMs are open. So, guys, that is everything. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. Anything to plug, Daniel?
I mean,
subscribe to his YouTube. Mowgli Gains.
Mowgli
Gains.
That's that.
Yes. All right then, guys. Peace and love. We'll catch up with you later.
Blessings.
Yes.